Hello, this is Dow of the Heart, Crystal Meach, and today I have Andrew Cervenka with J Galt Consulting. And I'm so excited. The last time we talked, we were talking about small businesses and about how those how you can break out your business from your personal credit score.
Mhm.
And so I want to learn so much more because there's so many people out there right now that, they're having trouble finding a job and they're just like starting out of their house like I've done. And, what can they do to, um, to help their business?
Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm always happy to share what I know. And it's a little bit unique, being that every small business owner sees the big corporations of the world and think they're the only ones that can access this funding without personal guarantees or personal credit checks. But that's not the case. It's all about building on top of that corporation that a small business owner forms. The whether it's an LLC, which is the most common one out there for small businesses, S corp, C corp, they all have that fantastic EIN, the tax ID number, as it's commonly referred to, and that on paper is a person. It's a legal person. It can borrow money. It can lend money. But building its credit profiles to its fullest extent is kind of the stumbling block for every small business owner. I mean, a lot of misconceptions I hear is, well, yeah, I'm familiar with business credit. I've got a business credit card, business bank account. I'm building business credit. I get access to some lines of credit and things. And unfortunately, a small business owner is thinking small scale. The fantastic programs out there like the SBA to get started and get a small business launched are very important, but sometimes not always the best lending rates. And if you need to get a second round of funding from the SBA, it's very difficult to have more than one at a time. So working with a program that we have to fully develop the EIN credit profiles means that they can refinance any existing business debt that's out there, like an SBA loan or even vehicle equipment financing, property financing. They can refinance that off of themselves, personal guarantees and personal credit onto the corporation credit, as well as then access new funding opportunities for growth and expansion, not just refinancing, but new funding options as well. So it's a fantastic program that, like I said earlier, the information is hidden from the small business owner because they're so conditioned with traditional banking, with the SBA, that yeah, personal guarantees are just what it is. I mean, I know some small businesses get to the point where they don't have to sign personal guarantees anymore, but that usually takes a long road and a really sound relationship with your bank, and probably some good revenue where they trust you and they're able to sidestep those personal guarantees. But what happens if that bank goes away, or that banker moves to another branch, and you lose that customer relationship there, and then you just become another number in the books, and they're not really willing to work with you? Well, having the credit profile of the corporation built out to its full extent, your options are vast then on the resources available to them. There's a whole network of lenders out there in the corporate lending space that will base financing deals off of only the EIN credit profiles, pending you have those profiles built. And that's really where our service comes into play. We're kind of the intermediary. We're not financing any deals. We're helping business owners optimize cash flow, manage growth, and access funding without personal guarantees, and putting them in front of that network that they can utilize that credit with.
So if someone is starting a business and they're just getting started, is it optimal for them to come to you first to
Yeah, most
realize how to build it from a financial standpoint?
Most definitely. We talked to a lot of pre-revenue businesses. They have let's say they bought into a franchise and they're going to be opening their doors in 2 months or whatever. Well, generally, like I alluded to before, the SBA program is fantastic in getting a small business started, but right off the get-go, they're utilizing that loan to start paying for things. And really credit is built by utilizing it, by paying for things that actually do report to the credit bureaus. So as they're spending money on a build out of a location, or they need to change things, they need to buy all this equipment and product or what have you, working with us right from the get-go helps us help them capture that payment history onto the business credit bureaus through vendors and accounts that do report to the bureaus. So yeah, that's it's imperative that they at least have a conversation with someone like myself when they decide to start a business. So it goes hand in hand.
Sure. And is there like a package deal that you have for a
Yeah,
business that's just
yeah.
starting?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a very basic. There's right now, as of today, there's two membership levels. We can call them our business owners members with us. The 1 year program, which is a cut and dry 7-step process to build their corporate credit profiles to the top tiers. That's a 1 year program. They get access to our credit analyst that's assigned to them to guide them through this process. And then after the end of the 12 months, we've helped them build these credit profiles, and then we introduce them to that lending network that they can then utilize it for. So that's a scaled down program. A lot of business owners, especially if they're in it for the lifetime, we have a lifetime program as well. That comes with the credit building, the credit analyst, but then you start getting into fractional CFO coaching, yearly business valuations, all these things on the back end that really help enhance a business for its full lifetime. And we're truly there for the lifetime of the business with all these other things we bring on the back end. So,
Um, could you talk more about what a business profile is?
sure. Like, so with the EIN number, it's like our social security, and there are credit bureaus tied to the business side of things. Dun and Bradstreet is kind of the granddaddy of them all. If you've formed a corporation, you've probably got mailers from them. You probably even have your DUNS number. But it's still a good idea to go to their website and make sure the profile is correct and has all the correct information. There are two other ones out there, Experian for Business and Equifax Business. They don't know a business exists unless you go to them and actually register your EIN with them to set up that profile to capture payment data on these accounts. Like the business owners might be utilizing some accounts that do report to these bureaus, but without those profiles set up correctly to capture that payment history, it's lost in the ether. I get a lot of people asking, well, can they backdate any charges after we get registered with them? Unfortunately not. When say you have a fleet fuel card that you're utilizing that just so happens to report to those bureaus, well, the data is only as good from the day you start those profiles. So it costs money to report good things to the business credit bureaus, which is why so few business type accounts actually do, whether it's business credit cards or vendor accounts or things. 93% of them in the United States that a business owner has access to utilize, 93% of them do not report to any business credit bureau. And because it costs them money to do so, good things. Unfortunately, it doesn't cost any money for them to report bad things. So you will see a negative business credit report if you're not paying your bills on time. But otherwise, I pull business credit reports for anybody that wants to know where they're sitting. Unfortunately, 9.9 times out of 10, there's either no profile or only about $1,000 of business credit they've built on top of it, whether they've been in business for 5 or 20 years. So it's really a hornet's nest of trying to figure this out without having all this information. We're given the peek behind the curtain as well as the guided tour on how to get through all this process.
Sure. And so you know all about that, and then wasn't there like different ways that the bureaus tracked you, like if you were on Google or
As far as so I know what you're getting at there. The in the beginning, when a business owner decides to utilize our help, step one is looking at the entity itself. There's about 125 data points that LexisNexis, that big conglomerate that knows everything and everything about everybody, your personal life, your business life. There's about 125 data points that really matter when it comes to the business credit lending space, and our analysts help walk through those data points to get all the boxes checked and make sure everything's aligned correctly in the beginning. And that's I think what you're getting at is yeah, you have to have a website, even if it's just a simple one-page website. That is kind of the basis for a business even existing these days. So absolutely need a website. The second thing to that is you're paying for a domain. You need to utilize that domain's email. joesgarage@gmail.com does not cut it. It should be joe@joesgarage.com. That's another factor that they're just the big thing they're looking for is to mitigate their risks and check for fraud. And it is a fraud risk. I mean, if a business is registered at a PO box or a glorified UPS box or whatever you want to call it, it needs to be a physical location. And in the beginning, it can be your home address. But as you get further down the process, and you are just working out of a PO box or your home, then we definitely guide you into utilizing those shared working spaces or I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but you basically, for a monthly fee, you get access to a physical business address, and that's where you tie all your accounts and everything to. So it's yeah, there's a lot of things to check off in the beginning as well.
So if you're just starting out and someone comes to you, then you start building the 125 data points right from the start is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, making sure those are aligned first before we ever start getting into the credit building process, because those data points do matter along the way. Because to build all the way to corporate credit, generally a lot of people use a business credit card, and we've got a lot of fantastic options in our platform, kind of in the mid tiers, tier 2, tier 3, as you keep stepping up, where they still require personal guarantee, but a lot of their underwriting criteria ties in those 125 data points. So we know the underwriting criteria of any account within our platform that's partnered with us. So we know, yes, you're going to get approved for that business credit card from US Bank or what have you. Here's the underwriting criteria. We've collected all the 125 data points in the beginning. So now, yes, we know you're going to qualify. Go ahead and apply for that. It may come with a personal guarantee in the beginning, but that's just one of the stepping stones, because it's a personal guarantee is basically you're the co-signer. It's like a child. You're co-signing on everything for them. But through the progression of building it is where you get to that full corporate credit space, where your corporate credit cards, there's no longer a guarantor name on there. It's a corporate card, EIN based only. And then beyond the corporate credit card is then all the funding options without personal guarantees, buying, again, equipment, properties, lending it to another corporation to, say you want to get into investing in real estate and you own a car wash. Well, build the credit on the car wash to the point where you're able to fund a rental property from that credit line. It can lend, your car wash can lend that money to a new one, and your business attorney sets up a loan agreement between the two, and the rental property is paying back the loan to the car wash, which is then paying back the loan to the institution it borrowed from. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fantastic way to scale. I mean, it's not just tied into your business anymore. It can really set you up for the long haul, and your retirement planning on things and that such. So, yeah.
That was another thing. So I have 3 things going right now. So I have the cleaning and organizing, which is Tornado Tamers. Then I have Tao of the Heart, which is a podcast. And then I have the coaching. So I guess, how do you, I mean, I don't have 3 IENs right now, but
Okay.
when I think about which website I'd use, I don't have a website really for the cleaning business, but that's kind of what is making me the most money
A
right
good
now.
cash flow through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as simple as just setting up even just a landing page. I mean, paying for the domain,
Okay.
paying the GoDaddy for what, $12 a year or whatever it is to have that
Sure.
domain, and just a simple, it's got the business name on there, it's got the business address and email and phone number. It's just that legitimacy check that the LexisNexis AI tools go out there and touch the website and make sure it's real and it's there, and okay, yep, check that box and move on to the next. So I mean, it's it's these little things to get set up in place that are going to pay off massively in the end when you build those corporate credit profiles. So yeah, in your case, yeah, the cleaning company, which has the most cash flow revenue to it, would be the easiest to build upon. I mean, you can get creative with the coaching if that was the one you wanted to build it on. It's just the more cash flow you can put through this program, the more benefits you're going to see at the end of the 12 months.
Okay. And you're keeping it separate because, you have your assets that you're protecting,
Yes,
your
yes,
home assets,
yep.
and then the business assets. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really the big reason that we would
Yeah,
come to you.
the crux of it is reinstating the corporate veil, the corporate shield. I mean, the limited liability corporation liability is limited to the corporation only until you start signing all those personal guarantees, and then you're piercing that veil, and it opens up things to your house, your 401k, anything that is on the promissory note. I mean that you own, you've got to pay it back. I mean, this is an old statistic from 2022, but the SBA, took a poll, nearly 500 or nearly 600,000, 595,000 small businesses closed, and on average, that left the business owner with $83,000 of business debt to a business that no longer exists, but is personally guaranteed, and they still have to pay it back. So,
Wow.
sad stat, but we're trying to rescue the cash flow casualties. I mean, that's cash flow is king when it comes to small businesses, and being able to enhance it, working through our program is such a big leg up for any small business. I mean, it's been repeated over 40,000 times through our process, building roughly 1.3 billion in corporate credit for those 43,000 small businesses that have done it, and it's just fantastic. I mean, and really, there's no cap to it. I mean, I've onboarded a business in the $15 million revenue range, and they had a fleet of trucks and trailers and equipment, still signing personal guarantees. So even at that level, there's the knowledge is just not there for the small. I say small, but less than 25 million. They don't. They just don't know what they don't know.
Right. Yeah, and I think, well, the financial education in America is just pretty
Yeah,
much
not
non-existent.
yeah, especially this has been like the boys club back, Wall Street secrets that every corporation, every Target, Walmart, Tesla, Amazon, they all operate in this space. I mean, it's just a shame that the small business owner doesn't have this information available to them, that it's not readily available. I mean, it can truly change how a small business can operate and grow and expand and really take advantage of opportunities that they might have missed out on. Well, let's not miss out on the next one that comes along. If you found a second location that was going to be perfect for your second restaurant, building this corporate credit is going to give you access to move on that and not miss out on the opportunity.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think of,
my pleasure.
yeah, like, what haven't I asked? Um,
Well, I was monologuing quite a bit there, so I think I covered pretty much the entire process. But
um,
I'm always willing to meet with anybody that wants to hear about it and see if it can benefit them. I mean, it's free to listen, it's free to talk to me. So I have a solution, and if somebody decides they want to move forward with it, I'm happy to help. But first and foremost, I love to give the education on it.
yeah. What was I going to say? So, what is the starting package for someone that comes to you? Like, if they're just
There's a
like shoestring trying to get started.
I I don't really want to quote pricing because with the new year
Okay.
comes new
Sure.
programs and stuff like that. But it's definitely affordable. I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, the ROI that we're helping them build, it is very affordable. And I mean, we
Sure.
our CEO wanted to keep it affordable because if we set it at $20,000, well, we're not going to help any small business because no small business is going to enroll. So
Yeah.
we keep the costs low on the front end, and there are some different financing options, things like that. But yeah, I know there's things,
Yeah.
more enhancements coming to the program in January, so I don't want to spill the beans there, but
Sure. Is what do you mean by there's more enhancements? Are there like
oh,
you
we
have
keep
plans to expand or
our program has evolved a lot. Even I've been doing this a little over a year now with J Galt, and it's evolved drastically from more of focused on the corporate credit building is extremely impactful with the help of the analyst. That's always been there, but now
Mhm.
last September was the 2 year anniversary of J Galt being formed. I mean, the process we acquired has been around for a long time, but we acquired the platform and branded as J Galt and started tacking on these extra things like the monthly consultations with a fractional CFO and a business attorney and our MBA team. All those things were added on in September, and yearly business valuations, everything with a cost to it. So I'll be interested to hear what our CEO is now adding on to. What else can we do? What else can we what else can we do to help a small business? So I'm very excited to hear more. And in January sometime I'll have more details.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because I think like it's different meeting with you as compared to like a small business financial advisor, for example. Like someone
Yeah.
that's just, like they have insurance packages and then they have, which, obviously you want to mitigate your risk there
Oh, of
too.
course. Yeah. No, they're very important, very, very much needed. That's for sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you kind of have a leg up, hey, I'm starting this business and, there's 125 data points that I need to even, you know, to
Consider,
even
didn't
get,
even know about, but
yeah,
should know about. And yeah, yeah, it's different, and I mean it's definitely an enhancement to anything that you're working with a financial planner or a business coach or something like that. This is what we're talking about, is an enhancement to working with those people. I mean, they're very crucial. I mean, I know a lot of fantastic business coaches out there, but this is a very unique space that Jay Galt fills in the gaps and helps them enhance their business, for lack of a better term.
sure. And you mentioned that you worked a little bit with AI. So could you talk a
Well,
little bit more about that? Or
it's everywhere now. But
yeah,
what I talked with AI was the LexisNexis, the multi-billion-dollar credit corporation that knows everything about you, me, our personal credit history, and they're the ones that are doing the data points checks. Like they have their AI tools that go out and say, okay, we need to see if this business has the website. Where they're not going to have somebody physically do that. They're going to send their AI out to touch it and play around on it, and then okay, yep, it's there, everything's good. Come back and box is checked. So, but yeah, AI is extremely interesting for sure. I know the Air.ai, the phone call one, the cold outreach one, that one's very interesting, and I mean, that's going to be crazy. Pretty soon, we're going to start getting spam calls, and it's all going to be AI, all going to be computer. So it's just something else to ignore. But if they catch you, that's kind of creepy in a way that you're not going to know that it's a computer that you're talking to, and they're having a
yes.
conversation like we're having here. I mean, that's going to be crazy. It's interesting to see, and as long as we're taking baby steps with it. But I'm sure AI has been in the background a long time, and we haven't even known about it. And now we're finally starting to see it trickle down into the consumer side of things. So it's very
Yeah,
interesting.
and it's interesting, and I feel like there's a lot of people, well, maybe this is just like the Midwest, like they're not even thinking about it. Like,
No.
um, I was talking to a healthcare facility, like a system
Mm-hmm.
in yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, so what's your AI strategy?" And they were like, "Well, we don't have one." And I was like, "What? What do you mean? You're going to be wiped out."
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's as it evolves. It's going to be interesting to see what all jobs kind of go unfortunately away. A lot of, I'm sure, yeah, data entry is probably on the chopping block at some point, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see what comes down the pike.
Even just with this platform, like we're on Riverside right now,
Mhm.
it's amazing. Like they have an AI tool. They'll do like all the transcripts, the closed
Yeah.
captioning, and it'll be like a summary at the end and keynotes of everything we
Hmm.
spoke about. And it will create like little shorts, like 20 of them.
That's pretty handy.
Just,
That's
yeah.
yeah. That's a very
I
handy
mean,
tool. So you don't have to. So you don't have to, or somebody on your team or yourself doesn't have to sit there and scroll through and chop and cut. And yeah, that is crazy. Like I noticed that Zoom about a month ago when they updated now has an AI aspect to it as well. And I just clicked it, before one meeting, and then after the meeting was over, I got the summary and here's what was talked about, recap, high points, and then a full in-depth transcript. And I'm like, whoa, this is. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty interesting to see how much it got right.
yes, exactly. And like you said, you're not going to be knowing if you're talking to a person or
Yeah, it
and
is.
that's scary. Like
It is. It is. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it just makes me think of like Hollywood and I don't
Sci-fi.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
All those
Matrix,
sci-fi.
I guess.
Yeah, the sci-fi robot movies back into the 80s. Total Recall, and oh my gosh, all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, I forgot about Total Recall. Ah!
Classic Arnold.
I gotta watch that one now.
It's good to have on in the background, and then I catch myself watching. It's like, oh, I forgot how entertaining all these old movies can be.
I know. I watched Kickboxer the other day with John
Fantastic.
Claude Van Damme.
Oh,
Did you see that
yeah.
one?
I watched it a lot growing up. My brother and I watched that one. Bloodsport. Yeah, yeah,
Ah!
those were fantastic. Loved them
I
all.
know. I was like, this is such good stuff. And
Yeah.
my daughter's like, turn it off. you know?
Oh, yeah. Corny, cheesy, but makes you feel nostalgic.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of anything else to ask. Thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
I'm going to put your information in the description box below.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
yeah, I like I said, there's so many people that need to know that are just like trying to scrape up a business
Yep.
in this crazy economy. And
Yes, indeed.
so awesome to know that there's that option of, hey, this is maybe how I can get some credit
Hmm. Most
and
definitely. Yeah.
expand.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So
always
thank
always
you.
happy to share. Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.